chambers of the town office on February 9th, 2026 at 7 p.m. This meeting is being held on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We extend our gratitude to those who came before us and have called this ancestral land home for generations. We respect and honor the treaties, reaffirm our relationships with one another, and move forward together in the spirit of truth, reconciliation, and collaboration. Call to order at 7 p.m. That the agenda for the February 9th, 2026 meeting be approved as amended or presented and attached to form part of the said minutes. For the first time, Councillor Rahali. Does administration have anything to add?
No, nothing this time.
Council, anything? As presented, all those in favor? That's carried. Declaration of conflict of interest. Any tonight? Okay, if you see one, let us know. That the minutes of the January 26, 2026 regular meeting of council be approved as presented. Councilor Blair. Everybody's had a chance to review the minutes. Any errors or omissions there? All those in favor? It's carried. That the financial reports for February 9th, 2026 be approved as presented. Councilor Stewart. Everybody's had a chance to review those reports. Any questions, comments? Okay, all those in favor? It's carried. That the reports of senior administrative officials reported in items 9.1 to 9.2.1 be received and filed. Councillor Bass. All those in favor? It's carried. That the department monthly reports be received and filed. Councillor Blair. And with that, we'll start with operations and engineering. Jamie.
Oh, yeah. So I just want to highlight one thing. Our MIUs in our utilities department are failing. Last year it was the 1000 series. They're about 35 years old. We got them mostly changed out, and now we're starting to see quite a high number of the 1400s starting to fail, and they're about 20 plus years old. So we've had 40 just last month all of a sudden start failing on us. So they're about $500 a pop, and we got quite a few to do. So we're just playing it by ear right now. I do have it in budget to replace, but if it keeps failing at the rate that it is, I will be coming back to council to request some more funds for purchase. Yeah, you can't really tell when these things fail. It's just crazy that they pretty well fail all at the same time, like they haven't like a date on them to quit. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, no problem.
Any questions or comments for Jamie?
Just a question.
Okay.
So what happens when they fail? What's the
They're just the
consequence?
batteries, I guess.
Oh, the batteries.
There's a battery. You can't change them.
Mm-hmm.
So just the battery goes, and then it doesn't let you read. So you gotta manually go and read your water meter or get a number from them.
Okay,
yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the status on Sastel for them?
Well, they were supposed to be here last Monday.
Okay.
So I called, left another message, and I talked to Mr. Frustrating. He's got to come out. I told him when he can come out here to hook up the internet that's out there. But I've been on it since the beginning of December.
So still no date yet then?
Yeah.
Anything else for Jamie? All right, thank you, Jamie. The fire department report, as you can see, Paul is not here. Everybody's had a chance to review it. were there any questions we can forward? Or maybe even Michelle would be able to answer? I know it started off real busy, so,
Mhm. It appears that it's a lot of motor vehicle accidents.
okay, so we'll go on to leisure services and Chelsea.
Thank you. Okay, so a few things. One that's not identified on the report, we did have a bearing go in the condenser at the Centennial Arena, Centennial Jubilee. It makes the ice plant function. Through Jeremy and his magic, we were able to finally find one. It was like a unicorn bearing that was impossible to find. But we found one out of the Gemini in Saskatoon. So one of the staff went and picked it up today, and they were able to repair it, and the ice plant is operating again, which is great. We did cancel skating and hockey tonight, just the more use in the facility was increasing the temperature. That was a concern for the ice and holding the ice while it was down. So, but the staff worked really hard just to make sure that the ice is okay, and it did make it through, which is great. And with that,
Okay.
we had the mixed doubles curling provincials this weekend at the Evergreen Center. We got really great reviews from Curl Sask, from the judges. We did bring out a curling tech to assist us with the ice, and the curling club, and everybody was really pleased with the facility and the condition of the ice. We also at the same time hosted the Grey Cup. That was a last minute contact that we made, and they swung into Nipawin to show the Grey Cup off, so that was great to see. You will see some correspondence attached to my memo that we were unsuccessful in the GICB funding application for the Evergreen Center. Unfortunately, we did not receive the grant. I am still working with the government and GICB to explain the rationale behind us not receiving the grant, because it's not very clear in their response. Because I was the one that submitted the grant. And they said that the person that submitted the grant was not an employee of the applicant organization. So I am still working with them just to clear that misunderstanding up. But at this stage, we did not receive it. But I am working with another government agency on another grant that we did find. So I have a meeting with them on Wednesday to pursue that one and see whether or not we would be eligible for it. So I'll keep council informed on that, and hopefully have a recommendation to apply for that funding at the next council meeting. And then at the bottom of my report, you'll see that we were able to recognize some of our local residents at the Evergreen in partnership with the new Peppers restaurant. So one of those people was Mr. David Pagan, and I just provided the kind of write-up that his wife Brady did for council and residents to view. But his picture is now hanging up in Peppers along with a few others that are there. So it's great to see. That was a long one, sorry.
Thank you, Chelsea. Any questions or comments for Chelsea? I agree, it was pretty fantastic to see the pictures go up at Peppers there.
I noticed the flooring at the pool. You're commenting about that.
Yes.
Is that a normal wear and tear thing, or is that a warranty thing?
It
or is that-
won't be under warranty, unfortunately. It is happening where the old part of the building meets the new part of the building, so there's some shifting happening, and they won't warranty that. But they are going to put in kind of like a transition piece in between, so we shouldn't see it. It
Oh,
should
that's
allow for some
Yeah.
movement this time when they do it, but it's in all the spots where
Interesting.
old concrete is meeting flooring. So, yeah, unfortunately, we won't. Other than that, we're really pleased with the Stoneheart product,
Okay.
just in those transition spots.
Any other questions or comments for Chelsea? All right, all those in favor? It's carried. Bear with me while I read this one out. It will take me a moment. That council hereby approves the following transfers to reserve from the 2025 budget as recommended by the GM of Corporate Services. $145,326 to the future general capital reserve for the use in 2026 towards the loan payment at Prosperity Credit Union. $13,702.34 to the Dr. Duplex Reserve for future use. $4,822.27 to the Cemetery Reserve for future use. $537,538.22 to the Evergreen Reserve for upcoming repairs and renovations. $20,000 to the Museum Reserve for the Museum Downtown Shops project. $10,755 to the Recreation Reserve to replace the exterior lamp post at the Civic Office. $50,000 to the Recreation Reserve to relocate ball diamonds. $12,000 to the Town Shop Reserve for purchase of a pressure washer. $48,000 to the 10-year Machinery Reserve for future use. $75,000 to the future Civic Works Reserve for road widening at Highway 35 and Railway Avenue. $90,000 to the 3rd Street North Lift Station Reserve for use in 2026. $60,000 to the future Capital Reserve for hydrant repair use in 2026. $69,000 to the future Capital Reserve for future use. And $40,450 to the Urban Development Reserve for completion of the zoning bylaw. Councillor Watts. And Maria, did you want to speak to this? That's pretty standard.
Pretty standard for year end. It's either projects that were scheduled for 2025 and either haven't been completed or haven't been started for various reasons. Some of it is also revenue that's just annually transferred into reserves, and just a process to get them done.
Perfect, thank you, Maria. Any questions or comments from council? All right, all those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of standing and special committees recorded as items 10.1 to 10.1.1 be received and filed. Councillor Stewart. All those in favor? That's carried. That council hereby approves policy 6.2.1 whistleblower policy as recommended by the Governance Standing Committee at the meeting held on February 4th, 2026. Councillor Rahal. All right. And the policy is there. Michelle, would you like to give a short debrief?
Sure, I can. This was a policy that was requested by council members, and it's gone back and forth to the governance committee a few times. And it goes hand in hand with the Saskatchewan Employment Act, the Council Code of Ethics, and the Council Employees Code of Conduct. And it just ensures that individuals can report wrongdoings without fear of retaliation, reprisal, or disciplinary action. And it just outlines the process for, outlines the process for reporting and the requirements, who is responsible for which actions.
Thank you. Everybody's had a chance to review. Any questions or comments? We've been working on this one for a while. Joyce?
I'm just wondering why there would be a difference between in scope and out of scope. I know there's a report, a union involved, but wouldn't it make sense to have an extra line in there if it's not being resolved, it goes to the mayor as well?
I believe that was a request of the committee. So the in-scope employees would report to their supervisor, who would report to the general manager and the union shop steward, and then the CAO. If they're out of scope, they don't have that that union
I suppose a
component.
grievance would be filed and
Right, yes, then it would just go to the immediate supervisor or general manager and then to the CAO.
Any other questions or comments on that? All right, all those in favor? That's carried. That the reports of committees and boards recorded as item 11.1 be received and filed. Councilor Blair. Any questions about the minutes for the museum at all? All those in favor? That's carried. That communications recorded as items 12.1 to 12.3 be received and filed. Councilor Fast. All those in favor? That's carried. That council here, oh, there's no name on this one. This is, oh, this is. So I've got a recommendation here, or a resolution for SUMA to have somebody on SUMA Sure. Is anybody interested in being a rep for SUMA Sure? We don't have to have one, I believe.
We don't have to, but that individual would have the votes at the AGM.
Yeah, and you don't have to attend.
Typically, we've sent, I know in 3 years, we've sent the mayor, we've sent a council member, another year the mayor was appointed. It just depends on which member of council is able to attend.
Would anybody like to volunteer for this one? I know I have done it in the past. If somebody else would like to.
What exactly is the commitment of it?
Virtual meeting on Wednesday, March 18th.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a 1-day annual meeting that's held virtually,
On a Wednesday?
Wednesday, the 18th of March.
And 11:15.
I'd be close. I have another appointment at 11:10. But I do have that day off, so I technically could, but
Not working. Okay. Do you think you'd be able to squeeze it in, or?
well, I have the day off. I have
Yeah.
a doctor's appointment scheduled for 11:10 now with the doctor if they run a little bit behind or whatever, but
Okay,
I consider.
okay, do you want, maybe we'll have Les do it this time, just for
I'm
ease?
not arguing. I was just offering,
seems
but if
too
there's
easy.
somebody else, absolutely.
The two positions.
Open for 2 positions, but.
are we working on 14.1? Is that where we are?
14.1.
Okay.
So we'll put Les in. Okay, so that council hereby appoints Les Blair as the town of Nipawin's representative at the upcoming SUMA general meeting being held virtually Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. Councillor Stewart. All those in favor? It's carried. All right. All the way down to the round table already, and why don't we
You missed 2 items. 12.1 and 12.2.
those are just received communications.
There's attachments, so I thought you discussed them.
Well, I wasn't sure about the expression of interest, because that's the library board. Do we have to appoint them or they just go on?
I'm sorry, it's my first day back today and I missed that one. Yes, we need to appoint. each
That's why I was confused with the
Well,
board.
As
Yeah.
council's representative on the library board.
Like you're right.
My apologies for that.
Not a problem. Okay, so while Michelle writes that down, it is Kate Bolam looking to join the Nipawin Library Board for a 1-year term. Thank you. Okay, that council hereby appoints Kate Bolam as council's representative on the Nipawin Library Board for the 1-year term ending December 31st, 2026. Councilor Hall. All those in favor? It's carried. All right, on to the round table. And Jeff, would you like to start us off?
Sure. Second there, pull the calendar. Looks like the big thing was the governance meeting. I was gonna say everything we did in it, but then I realized I'm no longer chair of that, so I think I'll let the new chair say everything that we did at it. That's, I was like, oh, I'll tell everything we did in the governance meeting. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not chair of it anymore. So that's up to you. So, but I was present at that meeting. Right? Lots of great discussion. It was quite a lengthy meeting. That's all I.
Thank you, Joyce.
I guess, not too much. I guess we had a couple of meetings for in regards to hiring. Just the committee, I think it was, yes. And I just wanted to go back to that social services, the Minister of Social Services. I do understand some of the issues that people might be going through when they're trying to deal with social services, and I think it's part of the problem that we have homeless people or people that are just falling through the cracks. Trying to talk to a social service worker in some areas has been very painful for the last month and not very beneficial. So and their systems, I would say, are somewhat broken.
Thank you, Joyce. Lisa?
I, since our last council meeting, attended the governance meeting as well. And also as a member of the Wapiti board, I just wanted to share that the winter ski and snowboard season is off to a really strong start at Wapiti, and the hill has been really busy. And there's a lot of positive momentum heading into February, so that was really positive. And that's all for me.
Thank you. And Kylie?
I also was in attendance for the governance committee, which I now am the chair of, and did my first trial run, which went really good. There's lots of good discussions there. Went over a few things, Torch River Rail discussions, just with support of maybe an upgrade there, extending that. And then one thing that we did discuss was bylaw review in just regards to maintaining more consistency with public postings and changing some things there, which was really good discussion. And yeah, some policy reviews that we did. So it was a good meeting overall. I feel like I did okay for my first time. And then on Sunday, I was at the bowling alley for a bit to watch my daughter, who has advanced to provincials for bowling to Regina. So yeah,
Congratulations.
to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. And Les?
Pretty quiet for me. I just kept my head down and, managed to get through the week, so it went by pretty quick, but, nothing to report for the last couple of weeks.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, this was, the quietest 2 week span I've had in a little while. The only official meeting I was in was the governance meeting. I did, spend some time down at the Evergreen watching some curling, so that was good to see. Took a picture with the Grey Cup as well. It was short notice, but I was able to sneak away and get down there, so. Good to see some of that stuff happening in the community. So. All right, we do have a couple people in the gallery. Sorry?
That's had his hand up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to say that I went and had a fantastic supper at Peppers. And watched a little bit of curling. That was, yeah, job well done, who's ever looked after that, they did an awesome job, so.
Oh, absolutely. All right, well, to the members of the gallery, welcome. It was a pretty short meeting. There wasn't a lot on it today. This is your opportunity. If you have any questions on the current agenda, we may be able to help you out. And I'll get you to start just for the record with your name.
Donna Ritholly. Everybody knows me. So I have a couple of questions, actually. How does one individual receive a 9.27% increase in wage? GM. I think this question is for you, Michelle, because you would have approved it.
The questions all go to the mayor first and then
Yeah. Well,
I can answer.
as you indicated, this is a question probably better suited to Michelle. So
I guess, first off, like my first calculation was from the last total payments report, which was, the calculation was 11.1%. So this last pay period that's on the report works out to be 9.27% increase in wage. It's kind of, you know, our taxes are going up 8.5%, but a GM gets a 9.27% increase in raise. How
And I
does
can
that
speak to that. All of the out of scope staff received a 3% increase as of January 1st.
Yeah, they're right.
And then if there was a step increase on the salary scale,
yeah,
there may have been that. And in the first, there were some retro pay on the second pay period of the year, because those increases weren't necessarily, they weren't identified in or paid out in the first pay period. So there was some retro pay.
But the retro would have only been for 2 days.
Pardon?
The retro pay would have only been for 2 days, correct? So 15 hours total at a couple bucks an hour, what it should be.
I can look into
Because
it.
it would be retro to that first pay period. Would it not?
I can look into it and get the numbers for you.
Okay.
Okay. So when I'm looking at the salary grade, which Mayor Marlin has given me, that it appears that that individual went up probably 2 steps.
Sweet.
So the individual that got the increase of 9.27%, it appears from the grid, the salary grid that you guys have here, that was approved by council, it looks like she had probably gone up like 2 steps. Is that normal to go up 2 steps in 1 year?
No, it is not. It has happened, but I haven't approved anybody to go up for 2 steps.
So then how do you get a 9% increase in wage without going up 5 steps?
As I said, I'll have to look at the numbers and so that I can clearly identify. I don't want to speak out of term not having looked at any of the numbers. So I would like an opportunity to look at those numbers and then I can provide the background for it.
Okay. So with that position, and only being in that position for a full 2 years, the increase in salary has been, well, now the 2026 salary is here, it's like $28,000 increase in salary. And the position has only been, or the person has only been in place for two full years. How does that work? You go from 108 to 136.
Again, I will look at the numbers and I'll provide the reasoning behind it.
Okay, because I've got it all here. If you really needed it, I could email it to you. The other question I have. Jamie. On yours.
No, questions to me, please.
Oh, for you? Okay. So can we get clarification on the completed level 1 water treatment, water distribution training certificate?
Could you repeat that?
Can we get clarification on the completed level 1 water treatment and water distribution training certificate? Is it a certificate for attending, or is it the operations certificate where he's actual level 1 certified?
Go ahead.
It's for attending.
It's for attending, okay.
Yeah, it's because I have to work a full year before I can get in that water treatment plant, before I can get certified.
So you have to work in with the guys?
Yeah. That's like when you're managing people, I took the course so I have a good understanding of what goes on up there to better manage my people.
Mhm.
So that's why I took.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any reason why it took so long to take it?
Well,
That's a question that I don't know that it's them to do their
I thought
training,
this
so.
was, can I just say something? I thought this was all about what's on the agenda, not people
Your
attacking
report's
people.
on the agenda, Jim.
The
Yeah.
certification's not on the agenda.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it
Is
is.
it?
It just says,
It's in- Just mentions it.
Yeah, so I'm not attacking you, Jim.
oh, okay.
I'm not attacking, it's just wanting clarification on it, that's all. And with that, I guess I am done. Thank you for your time.
And if you could, just for ease, provide an email perhaps to myself or to Michelle outlining the questions you have. Just that way we're very clear on what information we need to get to regarding the salaries, if you were asking.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'm curious, girl, but you all know that. So my question is very simple. My question, and I've posed this question before, it's to do with finances. I would like to know what the percentage of the overall budget is spent on general managers' wages and administration. What percentage of the operating budget goes to that? And you can send me an email, or I want a percentage of what we're facing an 8.5% increase to our taxes, which means there's an 8.5% increase to the budget, and I want to know how much of that budget is used for GM and administrative wages and not wages, just salaries.
Okay.
So we
We
can
can-
also get that information.
So I'll email.
Either of us, Michelle or myself, or both. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just want the percentage. I mean, I could figure it out, but.
And I'll probably have Michelle obviously reply to that.
Okay.
So,
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
That the regular council meeting of February 9th, 2026 be closed with Mayor Zacharias in the chair pursuant to section 122A of the Municipalities Act and citing exemptions contained in the Local Authority Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act under section 16, advice from officials at 7:34 PM. Councilor Blair. All those in favor? That's carried.
So close to the record, 7:32, if it's right.
Yeah, I know.